David.
Thanks.
Appreciate your input.
Thanks,
I
Dave.
highly
Merry
doubt
Christmas.
there's any public left, right?
Good night, Dave.
Yeah, right.
You know, back to the traffic study, now that we're there, I think we should sit down and try to come up with a plan to design a concept of how we get out to some park owners, get them to buy in, and figure out how we're gonna fund the traffic study.
Basically, write the RFP. I mean, that's what we want them to
Well-
do, is help write the RFP. What scope and context are we trying to study?
If you don't get them to buy in, we're never gonna solve that
Because, I
issue
mean,
with the traffic.
As we said, 150
We have
cars, 40
two
buses.
traffic controlled.
One's 3 times the amount of traffic, but it's desirable, and the other
So,
one's not. just
I think
because.
that should be
Why?
on staff's agenda, is try to come up with a concept of how we set up getting this some park owners to help design an RFP, then see how we fund that to get this taken care of. Because if they buy into it, it's
Yeah.
gonna be hard for them not to accept the out.
And I know on a similar,
Let me throw, and I totally agree. I totally agree, and I can tell you that Don had already started working on that.
And
You
we
know,
saw,
talked to-
he sent out
but-
an email with that in there, but
Yeah.
if we did that now without involving them in the process, they're gonna reject that as.
I agree.
I agree.
I think it's a
I'm
good
gonna-
way to get people in this
I'm
room
gonna tell you
to
that
actually be in the
the
same
one
area.
quirk you're gonna get in this is any good traffic engineer is gonna take and look, and they're gonna see this lawsuit with the county and PJ, and they're gonna say, we'll get it. With the possibility of that entrance moving or changing or anything, I don't know, how the hell do you get a decent traffic study?
Well,
Doesn't the county have a secondary entrance already in plan if there ever was a closure?
That's what I'm told. I don't
That's
know.
what I mean, I don't know the facts
well,
either, but.
it was
like-
hidden to me,
Why
but
would they
just
do
rebuild
that?
the
All
old
I
one.
do is take eminent domain and stick it.
No, I mean, again, this is between the county and a person, but
If there's
as
ever.
long as we write the RFP.
Semayo has a lawsuit asking for everything to revert it back pre-expansion. I think.
You're gonna build the
if
building
he-
back too?
No, but if you bring all the
Reparcel
parcels
it out.
back, the IDA is gonna own a little sliver of land. You know, how does he get to his new purchase if he reverts back?
And the other
And
thing
if you
is,
look at the layout of all he owns now with the DOT, he's in a much better
Yeah.
position right now than he would be with reversion. I mean, this is all about claiming he's gonna do that just to get the county to write $1 million check.
I think the traffic study will play itself out. We're all in agreement that that's a good olive branch to offer, and it solves a lot of issues. And it's good PR, and it's really problem solving. But I think about, I'm hoping that the judge rules in our favor. That's gonna be even more of a catalyst for them to sit down and be willing partners and participants versus.
Probably not.
I think if
Probably
the judge
they'll have
rules
more-
in Mike Lundy's,
Yeah.
it'd be more of a catalyst.
Unfortunately-
Seeker was just, I've always been told by attorney, seeker is the one thing that any good attorney tries to tear apart to overturn a decision. Because seeker, if you do a coordinated review, is very hard for anybody to do perfectly. And so that's what they go after first. They're looking for the easy out by going after seeker.
Don't the wind turbines prove that issue? You know,
We need a good pro quo down there. We need the ability to continue to develop the parcels that are in the park. And for that, I think we need to give the malcontents a win. Now, if it happens to be the traffic study and we all agree to do it and they're happy with that, they won. And now, of course, we get what we want, which is our ability
So we engage and find out what they're
to
actually
fully develop.
want to be involved in. That's really like still my crux is like, they may have some other little beef, you know how it is.
Yeah,
They
we've
have some
started.
other little beef over here that they're not willing to tell you or
No,
not
you're
willing to
absolutely
tell
right.
us, and people that are upset usually just need to
Mr. Chairman.
And then they get through there.
Is there any more business? If not?
I had one more thing, and it's just kind of on the same topic, and I'll be extremely brief, and I don't really expect any responses necessarily. We did talk at some time about sitting down and developing the allowed uses, I think, in both the air park and the ag park, if I'm not mistaken. I forget exactly what, but just as long as they're still on our agenda that we're gonna do that, because it's germane to this very subject, that if we sit down and develop something with the community as a whole, if you will, with some of these parks. At least, I don't know if it has to be open hearing type stuff and things, but they were something that we said we would do at some point.
Well, looking ahead on the air park, the business complex, actually, that we're talking, the situation is different here. There's, unlike when these covenants were done before the planning and zoning in place, there's planning and zoning in place already in town.
Yeah.
Our covenants currently is drafted, I think you've seen a copy a while back, are more consistent with that, but once this is all done, we'll work with Joe now with what we've learned through this, to see what else we may need. So that's on the list, but nothing we need to be worried about right now.
I think if I was doing it, we need to have an alternate dispute resolution process in there, or a means by where the deed covenants can be interpreted, and if we develop them. There's gotta be a variance procedure developed for covenants, or if we haven't learned anything by the IDA part,
Well, I
there
think
needs to be a mechanism.
That can be a bigger,
So, and we also have that responsibility in the ag park too, in that agreement, to help develop those.
Thanks, everyone. Motion to adjourn.
I make one.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thanks a lot.